What we did when we started doing research on uncertainty, we thought of components of technology. It's a typical engineering thinking. But then more and more over the years it became clear that uncertainty is very much related to sustainability. It's not possible to gain a sustainable system without managing uncertainty. So what do I mean with that? Uncertainty is, and sustainability is composing a system in such a way that the functionality is constrained, but sustainability is in fact the objective. And this thinking of a constraint optimization problem as every engineering process and design process, that influenced myself very much and influenced my whole team very much. And today we are developing mastering uncertainty more and more towards sustainable systems design.
The research activity in the Collaborative Research Center 805 has changed my thinking about uncertainty beyond the technical world that we researched. The COVID-19 pandemic, for example, exposed the whole society with huge amount of uncertainty, and it is very interesting for me to observe how people or even different societies and countries react to this uncertainty.
I realized that uncertainty is almost everywhere, even though sometimes it's tricky to recognize. And I learned that there are already plenty of well-established methods to master uncertainty. And I was very proud to be part of a group of researchers trying to make these methods more precise.
Well, as the CRC 805 is an interdisciplinary research collaboration, it has definitely made me more aware of the different types and different sources of uncertainty, and also the impact uncertainty can have in other disciplines.
Research on uncertainty taught me that nearly nothing is really deterministic. And I learned two lessons, which I would like to share. First, anticipate uncertainty and counteract properly. That means transform ignorance into risk and high into acceptable risk. The second lesson is stay mentally agile so that you can react flexible and creative if ignorance leads to unexpected disturbances.
According to the classical understanding, the task of law is to adjust the chaos of life by ensuring order and security, meaning by eliminating possible factors of uncertainty. Of course, legal scholars know that insecurity cannot be prevented and overcome everywhere and completely. So that much was clear even before I joined the SFB. Nevertheless, product compliance, which encompasses product safety law and product liability law, always includes the endeavor to only bring products to market that are as safe as possible. The interdisciplinary research in the SFB has now sharpened my view of the limits that other disciplines place on the jurisprudential desire for the greatest possible safety in the run-up to product launch. I remember, for example, a conversation with Mark Fetch in the run-up of a joint publication. In this conversation, it became clear that my wish, expressed from the legal perspective, for another round of theoretical checks with corresponding simulation would lead to the innovative product only being launched months, if not years later. Legal ideas must always remain economical. So it is much more important to work out legal strategies that deal with uncertainty, with not knowing.
For me, the work on uncertainty we were doing in the CRC 805 was a connecting link to do more interdisciplinary research. And I think, at least in my field of expertise, the legal research can benefit greatly from such interdisciplinary approaches. And I would be grateful to continue the collaborative work we were doing in the CRC.
After my time in the Collaborative Research Center 805, I became CEO of Industrial Science. Industrial Science is a startup that originated from the TU Darmstadt, and we develop control systems that directly control a quality indicator of a product. These systems are able to anticipate upcoming production steps, and in the context of the CRC, we would speak about a resilient system. And it is very interesting for me to see the perspective on uncertainty from the industry perspective now, rather than from a research perspective.
Well, life is a very nice example for uncertainty and more ignorance. We are unable to make decisions or knowledge-based decisions. What is needed is a compass in life and in my academic career. So most important is the compass. So we need the direction. And then when I talked about sustainability and quality in the most general sense, regarding effort, availability and acceptability of things we are designing and decisions I do daily. So this compass, this is most important.
I joined the SFB at a very crucial stage in my career. The preparatory work for my participation in the SFB began when I was in the qualification phase for the full professorship. That is, my evaluation process for the professorship and the application for the SFB's third funding period coincided. At the same time, I was pregnant with my second son. I was very grateful that the SFB with all its members also proved that it takes the promotion of the compatibility of research and family seriously.
Research in the CRC 805 gave me an excellent access to highly topical research topics. It enabled me to carry out pioneering research together with my PhD students on sensory structures, on model-based control of product properties, and the development of innovative capital goods. I'm very grateful for the support we received from the Deutsche Forschungsgemeinschaft. Thank you.
In Germany, most scientific staff at the universities is state-employed. Luckily, the state of Hesse encourages his employees to do volunteering work in the social domain. Though during my time in the CRC 805, I was able to plan, manage and conduct a German-Israeli youth exchange program, for which I am very, very grateful.
What I gave back to the society, in recent years, product liability law, but especially product safety law, has moved out of its niche existence and developed into a general distribution law that primarily serves consumer protection. Consumer protection is an important public interest that serves us all.
Based on the basic research that I was doing at the SFB 805, I was able to start my company Core Sensing, and we now have 7 permanent employees and quite a few working students and interns. Our customers face uncertainty, and we can help them with our integrated sensors to prevent downtime of their machines and plants, and also to predict maintenance needs much better.
We are responsible to thinking ahead. So it is the task of universities. I would like to put it in German. Unsere Aufgabe ist es vorzudenken und nicht nachzudenken. So really looking ahead and thinking about stakeholder needs, stakeholder interactions, the dynamics of stakeholder networks. What is an objective? What is a constraint? What is quality? What is function? And how can I put those pieces of a puzzle together and create a complete picture? And with that picture in mind, when everything has settled, then it is my duty, and I hope I do that as best as I can do, to go out and talk about and discuss things.
In the course of the CRC 805, excellently educated PhD, bachelor and master students were qualified. They are able to find and select from a wide variety of measures to control uncertainty. I'm very much convinced that they will be able to contribute to a successful, prosperous and safe future of our society.
Participating in a SFB allows to think outside the box at the highest level. Not only do you get to know other disciplines and their view of a particular problem in detail, but you are also challenged to explain your own perspective, to put it into context and thus also to critically question it. The special thing about a SFB is the high degree of focus made possible by the funding and the long time horizon that makes it possible to think through new questions in depth.
Now, first of all, I would like to thank the German Science Foundation, the Deutsche Forschungsgemeinschaft, for funding such a great project over 12 years. And once again, I didn't expect what happened to my team and myself in that research. But now, after 12 years, I'm really grateful to the possibility to work together closely on one topic.
Research in a CLC for me is teamwork. The interdisciplinary approach is enriching for discussions on the same topics. In the CLC 805, we had researchers from engineering, mathematics and law discussing their point of view on uncertainty. And even if some of the discussions might sometimes be a bit too long or tiring, it is very enriching to have those discussions and those multiple perspectives on uncertainty.
The more than 12 years long collaboration with colleagues from complementary disciplines inside the CRC 805 offered wonderful opportunities to bring together different methods, experiences and technologies. The joint efforts spurred new approaches and design solutions which we most probably would never have gained alone. Therefore, thanks and cheers to all colleagues from the CRC 805.